Hi everyone, welcome back to Vapor Trail, and today is a very, very special day because I'm joined by a very talented artist and someone who I have a little bit of a connection with, close connection since we went to the same school. So it is Alfie Templeman. Welcome to Nottingham.
Hey Sam, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's good to be here. Yeah, rocking and rolling.
Yeah. I just want to say thanks from everyone at University Radio Nottingham for agreeing to do this, because you are a big artist, and I don't know if you realise this, but you're a very talented artist, and I think there's actually a trajectory marked out for you. I think you're going to be quite big.
Oh mate, thank you.
So it does mean a lot, especially.
Yeah, no, of course. Thank you very much.
And this is actually my first interview.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Special. Yeah.
So if you think back to your first interview.
Oh man, yeah, I don't even want to think about that. I was terrible.
Yeah, so hopefully I'm not going to be too terrible today.
Nah, you won't be.
Alright, so my first question is, how are you? How's life right now?
Life's good. This is day 6 into tour. Yeah. Well, day 6 of actually playing shows. Yeah. Pretty good. So far it's been really good. We played a really good show every night, so I'm really enjoying myself. I think the best show we played was last week in Manchester. The audience was just really going for it. But also Leeds was really good. Shout out to Leeds, because we did this thing where we opened up a pit and I got in the middle and just went nuts, and we did a bit of crowd surfing and stuff. So that might happen tonight, because this stage is really good for it.
It is.
Stand above people and easily crowd surf. But
if you do that today, then you might see me in there.
Sick. You're absolutely going for it. Yeah.
I was looking at your tour days, and you got 16 days in March.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
That must be back to back.
Yeah.
Traveling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're doing 5 shows this week.
Wow.
Which 5 shows in 7 days is quite a lot. So we go back home on Sunday just for a quick little break, just chill out for a bit, and then next week I think is the least we do, which is about 2 or 3, and then after that we go to Europe and it's crazy again, same thing all over.
How do you cope with that whenever it's all back to back?
You try. I think in a way you just try not to think about it too much.
Yeah.
Because
just take it as it comes.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, you get so tired. I proper crash, but I crash at the weirdest time. So I crash probably midday.
Yeah.
I'll get up and I'll be alright, and then we'll get going in the tour bus, and I'll feel like crap basically, and then we'll load in, and that's when all of a sudden it's oh my god, I can't do this. I can't push stuff into the rooms and stuff. But after you get through that, the adrenaline kind of hits you a little bit more, because you're excited to do a gig.
Yeah.
And then that stays afterwards, and you literally can stay up. I was up to 3 or 4 last night.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask, do you get nervous at all before?
Yeah, super duper. Yeah, it makes me real wobbly. Yeah. I'm getting better, I think, but I get really, really bad before the show, definitely. Yeah.
So do you have anything any superstitions, or you or the band? Anyone have any superstitions before the gig?
I don't know, because we like we were saying earlier, we kind of just take it as it comes. Yeah. So we're not too we don't manifest anything either. Just because if we say it's going to be a good show, then it normally isn't, and then we overthink it too much. But I think normally you can tell if the crowd's buzzing as well, because luckily we're headlining the tour and stuff, so people are here for us, but also when you can hear them down the stairs and they're going for it, and really going along to the support artist or whatever, which is Pixie at the moment. She's amazing. Once you hear that, then you're fine.
Yeah, I can tell you the atmosphere is going to be great today.
Yeah, I think
always
so.
Is annoying. I saw the last gig I went to was Lil Sims.
Oh, sick! Yeah.
And the atmosphere and the vibe was just amazing. I
bet that was sick. Yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah. They did a bunch of gigs in Brixton recently, I think. Yeah, which is cool.
Right. Okay, so my next question, I'm going to bring in a little bit of what I've been trying to do with the radio. So
sick.
I've been trying to think about different people's paths into music and music discovery. So I wanted to ask you if you think back to the big albums in your life that you listened to and you thought wow, I want to get into music, this is so groundbreaking, this is amazing.
Yeah.
What sort of albums would come to mind?
It's quite weird actually, the stuff that I listen to. Obviously I listen to like pretty bog standard stuff, like the Beatles. Like you can't really go wrong with it. Like it's like the best kind of music. Like you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
But also like I quite enjoyed like prog. So one of the first albums I really got into was an album by a band called Rush called Hemispheres. And like that's what really made me really enjoy music when I was a kid. But also stuff like I remember listening to Salad Days by Mac DeMarco and being like, this is just so good. Like just instantly hooked on it. And all of like those Tame Impala records as well. Like all the psychedelic stuff because I just love psychedelic music as well. But I remember listening to like a band called Can as well, getting really into those guys. An album called Tago Mago.
Krautrock, isn't it?
Yeah, Krautrock. It's like really good. Because it was just so ahead of their time, and like the drumming is so good.
The drumming, the rhythms, So do you know Madlib?
Yeah.
He's really into the same. It's called a motoric. Do you know?
Yeah. That's it. It's that kind of like.
I've been recently listening to a lot of that stuff.
It's that rhythm where it kind of repeats over and over, but it's like it's got like a kind of motory kind of feel to it, which is really cool. I
do think that's cool as well.
It's like Neu and like Kraftwerk and all that kind of stuff as well.
I do think it's cool. Like you think like different paths you could have gone in. Like I know people who are really into electronic music. And I never really listened to it. Like I'm kind of going into that after listening to like rock stuff and rap.
I was gonna say you got Stone Roses shirt on. That's great.
I mean I started off myself like listening to just rap basically. Like
what kind of rap?
I used to live in America.
Oh, sick.
In my early days.
Nice. That's really cool.
My parents in the car they would play like Jay-Z.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You can't really go wrong with Jay-Z. Like I really like Dr. J as well. Like 2001 is a really great album. That's one of the albums that I really like got hooked on as well. That's sick. That's really interesting as well because American rap and like rap here, they're two like very different things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's definitely a path where they diverge. They used to be quite similar.
I think a lot of rap here is influenced by like East Coast kind of rap, like AZ and that kind of like if you listen to Loyal Kano and his kind of like production and stuff, it's quite East Coast kind of rap vibes. There's
a lot of chill, like good UK stuff right now.
That's my favourite kind of stuff.
So I started off with that, and then I moved more into like dreamy sounds.
Oh, sick.
Like shoegaze. That's what my show is.
I love shoegaze.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Like My Bloody Valentine. Like,
man. I was tossing up whether wearing this shirt or My Bloody Valentine.
Oh really? Yeah. No, Loveless is another one of those albums, man.
My show is called
phenomenal.
It's called Vapor Trail, which is named after.
Right.
By Right.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Sick. Yeah, they're playing Bedford Squires, funny enough.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. They are.
That's bad.
It's mental. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's so cool. I was gonna say I thought that might have been a right song when you said it, but
There's also a Grouper song. I don't know.
Grouper. I'm going to see Grouper.
I feel like we have quite a lot of music.
I'm going to see Grouper at the Barbican.
I'm seeing her there as well.
Oh really? That's so weird. That's so weird. We got literally the same music taste. It's really weird.
I do try and listen to like a lot of different stuff.
I
think that's quite important.
Definitely. Yeah, you have to, don't you? Like if you really want to like that's especially when you're a musician and you're like trying to branch out to like the next thing. Like I'm thinking about all kinds of different music when I'm like making it. Like at the moment, some of the stuff that I'm putting out, the singles are quite poppy. But like in a broader kind of term, on the album, there's all sorts in there, like prog and like dream poppy kind of stuff. It's like a massive mix. So do
you think that's something you'll do, like branch out into other stuff?
I'm gonna get more and more experimental. I think because my favorite artist ever is Todd Rundgren, and he's like this kind of like really experimental, weird kind of dude that like. He'd like make a really good pop like song, a really good R&B song. Then he'd do like a 10-minute like fucking weird, like weird like synth kind of experimental song.
I feel like if you can do both, then
if you can do it all,
that's amazing. Really.
Exactly.
The songwriting, but then also the experimentation.
Exactly. Write good songs, but also have fun and like having fun and experimenting results in a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of garbage as well, but a lot of good stuff as well.
So I want to talk about a little bit like Bedford.
The roots.
So we are both from Bedford.
The Bedford boys.
And what is it like? How would you describe being from Bedfordshire? Like, do you think like it has influenced you?
It's surprisingly musical, is what I found. Like there's a lot of really good bands and artists around there, and I think like there's not necessarily too much in Bedford, so I think a lot of people have kind of gone to music and, you know, that kind of escape to just let their feelings out and to kind of cure their boredom almost.
Yeah.
But that's how I found like all my mates and like started making music, and even like Sharnbrook was really good for that, like meeting new people that also really like music. So I think it's definitely helped, and I still record everything at home in Bedford as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes I find as well, like if you have the nicest atmosphere in the world to record in, you're going to get lost in that rather than the actual music.
Right.
So sometimes it's better to just have something that you're used to and familiar with that isn't really anything too special, but it does the job, and you will still try and create something mind-blowing out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But,
I see that. I definitely saw music as like an escape.
Yeah.
Not really playing it, but just listening.
Yeah.
So I can see how you went into
Well, it's both ways, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
Like, I find it an escape listening to it just as much as playing it, for sure. Yeah.
Alright, so speaking of Bedfordshire, I've actually had my mum on the radio show to talk about music.
Oh, sick.
Because she really influenced my music taste.
Nice.
Shout out my mum. Shout Sarah.
Shout out to Sarah.
Yeah, so I wanted to say, like, do you think that your mum's music taste or your parents' music taste has influenced you?
Yeah, well, my mum, I grew up listening to a lot of my mum's like CDs in the car. She was playing a lot of like quite 80s stuff, but not like bad 80s, like really good kind of like well-formed, well-structured songs. Because the 80s are quite a weird one, because they were so, like the stuff that came in the 80s is so interesting to me. Like the drum machine drum machines obviously started way before them, but they kind of got popular then, and like syncopated rhythms and all that kind of stuff. So that was really interesting to me, and like the use of synthesizers in songs becoming more and more apparent. So my mum's like just the kind of songs that she showed me that I thought were really fascinating and really interesting and had really good hooks as well. And obviously there's the whole Nile Rodgers thing as well, that I like was really into him, and she showed me all of his kind of stuff. So, but and then my dad, he was really into like underground music, like very underground kind of like Teddy Boy kind of like rock and roll, like the Meteors and Crazy Cabin. But he also liked the stuff like the Cult, and he also he sometimes liked a bit of prog, to be honest, as well, but mostly because his mates listened to it. So he didn't actually show me prog. It was more like his friends did. His friends showed me Rush, and that's how I was kind of hooked on Rush.
There's a lot of stuff like I would play for my dad in the car, and he'd be like, "Oh, I listened to this at uni."
Yeah. That's
Tribe Called Quest and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he would never say that to me. Like he would never recommend that to me.
No.
It's
It's just if he played it, he'd know it. Yeah, it's like the same with my dad. To be honest, like we don't really ever talk about the Smiths, but if I put it on, he'd be like, "Yeah, I've got this record in the loft somewhere. I need to find it." Yeah. So, yeah, definitely.
All right. So speaking of your upbringing, like as you were growing up, did you think like, "Oh, I want to go into music, like that's the only thing," or do you like think, "Oh, I could go into something else," or what do you think? If you didn't go into music, what would you go into?
It was pretty clear early on that I wasn't going to be good at physics or maths. I always knew that I wanted to do music, to be honest. Just because it was such a massive deal to me, and so like overbearingly important that everything, I'd come back from school and just focus on music and make songs. So that was always the thing. But like when I started putting music out and it started getting into the world, that kind of just secured that even more, because it felt so right, it felt so natural, and like
once you start getting that feedback from people.
It wasn't even that at first. It was almost it started off just like I was making albums, and it just felt really nice to have a product out there, just like having a collection of songs that you work really hard on, and molding them together. And because I really like those kind of albums that are structured like really carefully, like Pink Floyd's albums and stuff, where all the songs could like kind of like connect and intertwine with one another. So that was kind of what led me to really get into that, like the whole music thing. But then I also like started releasing singles, and that's how I actually got signed, weirdly. So just
speaking to you now, like, it's making me excited for your future work. You seem to have so many ideas, like
there's always stuff pinging around. I've got a bit of a scatterbrain, so I can't really, that's the problem, because I can't really pin them down.
Sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit too chilled out, and I just don't find a way to like get that energy.
I mean, Spliff. Might make it worse. But
possibly that's your decision to make. I'm endorsing that on Vapor Trap.
No, I mean it will cut. I mean, are you 20?
I'm 19.
19.
Yeah.
19. Well, I mean, see, we're literally so young anyway.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Got so
lives ahead of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you got plenty of time to. I just have some weird ideas floating around, but I wouldn't say any of them have been starting yet. But I think the next ones will be great. So
Yeah.
that's the way to look at it, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So this is a bit of a tangent, but I was gonna ask. I don't know how like you like to consume music, like how you listen to music. Vinyl.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Really.
And also just like headphones and stuff. I don't want to sound like one of them snobs that's like, oh, music sounds better on vinyl. But
yeah.
sometimes it does.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say is like I like to have like probably around 5-10 songs that are just in my rotation, like that I'm really really messing with at that time. Yeah.
Like make a little playlist out of it.
Yeah.
And just really get into it.
I just keep playing, and then eventually that changes and like shifts.
You know, that's weird because actually I do something quite similar to that.
Yeah.
I tend to do the same thing where I think my brain will automatically go to those songs.
Yeah.
And they're like addictive, and it's just a few of them. But
So what songs do you have in your rotation right now?
Oh, I can actually get my phone out and have a look.
Yeah.
Where is my phone? So I actually want to tell you this properly.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Alright, what we got? So... Alright, so this I've got one called Breakbeats by this band called Pasteboard.
Oh yeah.
It's very
I've heard that.
shoegazy.
Yeah.
That's one of them. There's a band called Golden Mean, and they have this song called Through Walls, and that's really, really good. This guy, do you know Alex G? I've got a whole playlist of Alex G.
I do know Alex G.
Alex G is great, man. If I had to pick one Alex G song that I'm really like listening to a lot, it's Gretel at the moment.
Yeah.
That's a great song. Also like, cool. What else we got? Quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Very eclectic music taste.
Toro as well.
Yeah.
Toro is great. Postman by Toro. And then maybe these guys as well. Do love a bit of King Crimson.
Classic.
Yeah, Epitaph by King Crimson as well. Great song. Never get tired of that.
Yeah.
Probably those 5, I think I said.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's the same as like it's always changing.
Mm.
Like I'll have a few and then I'll go back and just like change it every now and then.
I'm gonna do a thing that I got from Friends. So have you seen Friends before?
Bits of it, yeah. My sister's obsessed with it, but I've never actually properly dived into it. Really.
We're gonna get to like the silly questions now. So
great, great.
I'm gonna say some words, and you have to say the first thing that comes into your head.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just go quick fire. Right. Shoot.
Gaze. It's got me.
Instagram.
Bad. It's bad.
The boomer answer is bad.
Like fakeness, man. Like everyone's trying to like put up the best parts of themselves without really showing who they truly are. Don't like that.
Fans. Industry.
Plant.
Fans. Like.
Good, but also like can be scary after a show when they're talking to you. I love it, but it's also like very like, whew, is this like it reflects on you a lot, and you're like they're talking to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
They like my music. That's like really weird.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
Food.
Grapes.
Grapes.
Been eating a lot of grapes recently.
Oh, that's funny you say that because my next question was gonna be if you were a fruit, what fruit would you be?
Oh, okay. I think I'd be a persimmon.
Wow, that's an out there answer.
Yeah.
Have you thought about this before? How did you know that? Like, so
hey, I've always, I always think about these things. These are the things I write my songs about. I don't know. I just like persimmons because you just don't really know what you're getting into. You know, they're pretty cool.
I don't even know what a persimmon is.
They're like the things that look like a tomato, but they're actually like they taste like a mango or something.
Oh,
it's quite interesting.
That's fancy. Right. So I'm gonna finish up now because I know you gotta get to.
I'm chilling.
Oh really?
So good. Go for it. No, keep going, man.
Okay. So one of the things I said was Instagram, right? How important do you think social media platforms are, like nowadays? Instagram and TikTok, that sort of thing, like for building up a platform.
Like obviously, I'm not as you heard, I'm not the biggest fan of social media just because of the way it's very addictive, and it's also causing a lot. I think in a way TikTok's reducing the attention span of kids.
Yeah.
You know, everything's becoming shorter, more to the point, like, you know, as quick as possible, you know, instant fame, we want this, that and the other, like, and we want it now kind of thing.
Yeah.
People can't wait anymore, they don't wait for things. And like you can see that because like TV programs are actually getting like reduced in length because of TikTok and stuff, so kids are definitely their attention spans are going down, and it's just quite weird to see that that's actually happened. But at the same time, I do think for like publicity, it's a really good tool because it's free and like anyone could do it, anyone has it.
Exactly, that's the thing. Like you might think that it's bad, but because it's the in thing, everyone kind of has to do it in order to like follow the wave. Yeah,
you have to now. Yeah. You literally have to in a way, because everyone's just online. Yeah. Everyone, and that like 5 years ago, it was completely different, to be honest. Like. But even my mum's on like Instagram and stuff now, and it's like, I can't believe that. I would never expected that. But everyone's on it now. Everyone's like addicted to the information age, which is really weird to see. But it's also good for bands because it's free. Yeah. And that's a really good thing. Yeah. Definitely, I don't know if you know about like the music community on TikTok, but there's a very big like thriving community on there. Yeah. Which is like there's some really cool stuff that comes out of it. It's just like, I'd love to see it like more than a minute of it, you know, if you get what I mean. Which is still why I still use YouTube a lot. Yeah. To be fair, but. What do you watch any music creators on YouTube? Yeah, there's this one guy that's actually really. I mean, do you know Jacob Collier? Mm-hmm. He's great, and also a guy called Rick Beato who kind of like delves into like songs and the structures of them and just how songs come together and how they're written, how they're produced, how they're recorded, like secret things you might not have heard before. So that's all really interesting to me, but I just like want to hear more. So that's why I go to YouTube. Yeah, long form content. Yeah, keeping that alive. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right. So, last question. I want to ask you what your number one piece of advice is for someone who's like a young person trying to get into music. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, it takes a long time to actually get out there and build yourself in the right way, and there's so many mistakes that will come along, and like, you know, I think a lot of artists will try and compare themselves to other artists. Like, for example, like they'll think of Frank Ocean and think, well, he's got everything's perfect, like it's all laid out perfectly, but he would have taken so many steps and so many things would have went wrong before they went right. You don't see. Yeah, same with Tame Impala, like all that kind of stuff. It was a long process. Like it takes a while to get there. You just have to keep going. It's one of those things. Like, it took me ages. Like, I've been recording music for like 10 years now, but I didn't get signed until I was like, I know it sounds young, but it was like 15, 16, but like obviously I've been doing it for so much longer than that. I'd recorded hundreds of songs, like submitted them to labels. I didn't get more than like 100 plays on any of those songs. So it just took a long time. It takes a long time. Just persevere. So just keep going. Yeah, honestly, just keep going. Like, if your songs don't get any plays, it doesn't mean they suck. It just means that they haven't hit the right people, and there'll be someone out there listening. You've just got to find them. And you know, like, I have a lot of old songs, like there's one called Like an Animal, and I released that like a million times. Like, no one cared for it. One person, you know, the right person found it. That's what got me a record deal, just like getting it on a playlist by accident that hit Spotify. So yeah, like, just don't forget that those songs are good songs. Just keep at it, right? Yeah, keep at it. Don't get disheartened. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So very lastly, I know I said that was the last question. No, mate. Have you got a question for me? Oh, okay. Yeah, actually. What is your favourite thing about songs? Like, in terms of like the production or the writing, or like, what is it that makes you have an emotional connection to them? I'm gonna think about this in the abstract. Yeah. Yeah. Probably like atmosphere. Yeah. I'd say. Interesting. Yeah. And that's like really cool. Soundscape. I've been really into the dynamics and how you feel. Like the sonics. Yeah. I've been really into ambient recently, so. Oh, cool. Brian Eno kind of stuff. Yeah. Sick. Eno pioneered. Yeah. That's really cool. Which isn't like. Do you like Aphex Twin? Yeah, I really like Aphex Twin. Yeah, sick.
So it's not like your standard answer. It sounds a little bit pretentious, but yeah.
I don't think it's pretentious. I think that's a really good answer, and that's something that I'm trying to get better at. Yeah, texture is really important.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's how a song gets to the next level, you know? Because there's a lot of songs that will just be like a 4 on the floor beat all the way through. Like, you've got good bass line, blah, blah, blah. That's a basic song nowadays, but if you can put texture into it.
I mean, I like rhythm. I like
rhythm's important as well.
Obviously, I came from liking hip hop, so of course I like beats.
But there's also a lot of good hip hop songs and like rap songs that have really good dynamics. Yeah. Like Frank Ocean's a great example of that. Like Blonde is full of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a really cool answer. I did not expect that.
Thanks. I mean, I've been thinking about it, so
yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
I do tend to deep music quite a bit.
No, mate, me too, and that's what's so good about it. Yeah. Like, it makes you deep it, and it makes you think about those kind of things.
Yeah.
But you have to have a good brain to do that.
Yeah.
So
it's been amazing chatting with you.
Oh, mate, likewise.
Thank you.
Of course, man. Thank you. Cheers, man.
It's been sick. No, like, for my first interview as well.
That was so cool. Yeah. You couldn't tell, honestly. If you told me that afterwards, I wouldn't have known.